Hey everyone, it is Prepper Rhonda. Thank you so much for deciding to come back and spend some time with me trying to break down and understand Mr. Isaac Kappy's various periscopes. Yesterday I did my first ever reaction, and it was here with the brackets and jackets special Epstein Island. Actually, this is actually called the Unseal Epstein Edition live stream, that was May of 2018. All right, so now, as some of you may not know, I don't own a television, and so I'm usually behind on things. I do know about major things, but this would have been considered minor because in 2018, I didn't care anything about Hollywood because I normally don't care about Hollywood. I've known for quite some time that Hollywood is rancid. And, I didn't know how bad it was. But anyway, so on the live stream from yesterday, there were a couple of names that I didn't recognize. One of them was Steve Bannon and Bryan Singer. There were a lot of them that I didn't recognize, but those, he seemed like he kept talking about them. So I went ahead before we got started here, and I went ahead and I Googled who Steve Bannon is. And according to the Wikipedia, y'all probably already know this, but Stephen Kevin Bannon is an American media executive, political strategist, and former investment banker who served as the White House's chief strategist in the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump during the first 7 months of Trump's term. Okay, so he's from Norfolk, Virginia, and he wrote a book called The Rise of Populism and the Monk Debates. All right, he was married, I don't know, who cares? All right, so he went to Harvard Business School from 1983 to 1985. So while I was in, who cares about that? He has, looks like one child with a bunch of names. No, two. Wait a minute. So one of his children's name is Emily Picard, and the other one is Grace Picard, and the other one is Maureen Bannon. I don't know. I'm going to have to double check because for some reason that Picard name, that rings a bell to me. Like I read somebody's book. I know I read somebody's books named Picard. And she's a good author if that's the same one. But anyway, let's see what this one says. The Downfall of Steve Bannon from the BBC News. Let's see what he did wrong. Okay, let's see. Steve Bannon, the driving force behind the right-wing Breitbart News website, who later became Donald Trump's chief strategist, has been charged with fraud 3 years after leaving the White House. He is alleged to have been part of a group who defended hundreds of thousands of donors who thought they were contributing money to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border to block illegal immigration during. This seems important, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and read all this right here. Wait a minute. I moved too fast there, y'all. Oh, golly. Can y'all see that? All right. During the 2016 presidential campaign and in the White House, Mr. Bannon had a direct line to President Trump, who seemed to be his ideological soulmate. But that came to an end when he left his post in August 2017 as their relationship began to cool. I see. Let's see what else. Since then, the former Hollywood producer has campaigned. Wait a minute. So he's a Hollywood producer who became Donald Trump's build the Mexican wall guy. All right, let's see. Since then, the former Hollywood producer has campaigned for a privately funded wall on the border, making Mr. Trump's signature 2016 campaign promise his personal mission. But in August 2020, less than 3 months before an election deciding whether Mr. Trump gets a second term, prosecutors in New York indicted and arrested him. He pleaded not guilty. Okay, so I'm going to have to meditate on that one, but not really, because he's dirty, so I don't need to really do anything. So the next one is Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer, Wikipedia. Born September 17, 1965, is an American film director, producer, and screenwriter. He is the founder of Bad Hat Harry Productions, and has produced or co-produced almost all of the films he has directed. Let's see, he's been active since when? 1988 to 2019. All right, he has one child. Let's see what he's accused of, because this is all from Google. You know, I'm not making any of this up or something. In April 2014, Singer was accused in a civil lawsuit of sexual assault of a minor. According to the suit filed by attorney Jeff Herman, Singer is alleged to have drugged and raped actor and model Michael. Is that Michelle? Michael Egan. What? Michael? In Hawaii. After meeting him at parties hosted by convicted sex offender Mark Collins Rector in the late night. Y'all. Anyway, goodbye, Bryan Singer, your nastiness, and whoever you are, Steve Bannon. Bye-bye, your band. All right. So, back to where we were. So listen, here's the situation. I already know that Hollywood is full of scumbuckets, except for the very few that got under the radar, which, from where I can tell, from what I'm seeing, the only couple of few that might have slipped under there could be Isaac Kappy, because even though he's no longer with us, he certainly did go out with a bang, and that was ugliness. Now, I didn't mean it that way. I meant all of these different videos. All right. Next would be Mr. Cat Williams. I have a very, very, let me just put it this way. I love Cat Williams, okay? All right? And, of course, Dave Chappelle, which I'm not sure what's going on with him because I haven't checked him out recently, but he sure did gain a lot of weight, which, you know, he just might have been eating and not jogging much. So anyway, who cares about that? Nobody. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to start again over here with Mr. Kappy. He's at, I'm over here at 740 on his Brackets and Jackets Unseal Epstein Edition live stream 1 from May 2018. Now remember, he passed away in May of 2019. So this is about a year before that. All right, let's move on. I'm going to make it a widescreen. And I'm going to jot down weird names that you guys might know. But maybe not. Maybe not.
That's right, Turtle. That is correct. We must unseal. Let's see what lurks inside those records. What's inside those records? Let me see what you got in there. What do you got in there? Oh boy! Nail you to the wall. Prove me wrong. You can't prove me wrong. Ooh,
So they couldn't prove him wrong, so what did they do? They got rid of him. They silenced him. And, you know, so many people that are caught up in the mainstream media that, you know, their heroes are people like Lady Gag and all of these other freak shows. When they hear that one of their idols that they've been worshiping has passed away due to suicide, they never seem to say to themselves, that's weird. They just always accept it, even if the story is absolutely ridiculous. Like, for example, how did somebody named Jeffrey Epstein hang himself from a bunk bed in prison while all of the guards were asleep and there were no cameras on? All the cameras were broken and so on and so forth. I don't know about you, but I've actually been incarcerated, and there's no way to hang yourself from a bunk bed. There's no way to hang yourself from a bunk bed. There is no way to hang yourself from a bunk bed. Period. I don't care what anybody says, unless you are a midget dwarf. I'm sorry, did I just offend anybody? Unless you're very, 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 very extremely short, then you're not doing it. All right? You're not. All right, let's move on.
I am high, I am indeed high on amazing vibes and feelings that we are entering into a new era. But first, we might have to do a few things. That's right. See, you can't just keep covering it up because the truth is coming out and you can't put it under the ground. As hard as you try, run to it. Make a run for it, you bitch.
Oh gosh, beep. He's upset. Just let him.
Dark to light, dark to light.
Dark to light.
Right. Get another proxy, bitches. Masadi hotties.
What?
And motherfucking little ho dotties.
Hey.
You got all that fucking blackmail from Epstein Island.
I heard that.
And you want to keep it on the low, but you can't, bro.
You can't, bro.
You cannot keep it up, bro.
You cannot keep it up, bro.
Boy.
You cannot.
This Epstein guy keeps some interesting company, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Prove me wrong.
You can't. You cannot.
What about Branson? I mean, he's right there. What about the guy named, what about maybe some secret guys? Huh?
Write down Branson.
Maybe some filmmaker guys.
Who cares, though?
Who else is Epstein?
Who else?
That's the thing, we don't know.
We don't.
We don't know what's going on with Epstein.
Yeah, we really don't.
I mean, it is a fact that Epstein was pictured with Trump.
It is a fact, Jack.
I know better, but
I don't know better.
shouldn't it at least be looked at, America?
I looked at it.
Yeah, Rachel, that's where my head's going. Who else was on the island? Was Paris Hilton? Oh, shit. Was Paris? Were you there, Paris? Paris, were you there? Is that why you're fucking doing what you're doing? You know what happens when we sing this song? When we all sing along. Yes, the Lolita Express.
Lolita Express.
Who was on that plane?
Well, we have the
What
flight
was
logs.
they doing?
We have the flight logs
They were in
now.
Santa Fe, New Mexico,
New Mexico.
weren't they? Santa Fe, Epstein. Heard he got a ranch out there. Heard that Mexico's really close. What about when the border was porous with all those people pouring upon us? Those little people smuggled in and sold to people, like what happened in Tucson and probably New Mexico and probably California and all over the world. This industrial.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know why I happened to stop it right there, but I mean, I do know why I stopped it, but I don't know why it stopped right there. Okay. Here at 11.17, here he is probably just really scratching his eyebrow. But isn't that curious how he seems to have been making a gesture? Perhaps he didn't even mean to do it. But here in this particular screenshot, or whatever this is, where I paused it, he's pointing to one eye and he's covering up one. And so to me, I really think that this was done without him thinking about it, in my opinion, because I've done stuff like this just talking. And I just find it funny because what he's doing is he's exposing the one-eyed bandits, all right? What do I mean by that? Well, the people that are into the worship of Osiris and the various Egyptian gods and goddesses and the various Greek gods and goddesses from mythology. And what's funny is that they try to call Christianity and people that follow Christ, they try to call them, that's a myth, right? That's a mythology. But yet they worship people, that are half beast and half human being, things like the Minotaur and, all the different weird things going on with the horoscope. I apologize, guys. I have a little bit of a speech impediment. So, the horror, it's actually horror scope, like it's horrible. But anyway, the different things, that have half of a man body and half of a horse body, right? Now, what's weird about that, and I'm sorry, guys, and I know I talk a lot, is there's this, one of the horoscopes is the Sagittarius, and he's the hunter, and so he's got the half of the body of the human being, and then he's got the half of the body as the horse. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this horrible scope, but I do know that that's what the symbol is, right? And earlier, I was looking at this, what was it? It was a silhouette of a native person, okay? A Native American, a Native Indian, whatever you want to refer, however you want to refer to the native person as, the person that was actually here when other people showed up, whoever those people actually were. And so anyway, it was a silhouette, and it was a native person on the back of a horse, and he had his arrow out there. And so from the silhouette, it looked to me very similar as the Sagittarius. Which, that's just an observation that I made. Of course, we know that the Native American person was not half man, half horse. He was sitting on top of a horse. That was what he rode. That was his mode of transportation, other than his 2 feet. But anyway, I found that to be very curious, that the huntsman of the horrible scope, is looking like an Indian warrior, an Indian chief warrior on the back of the horse with his bow and arrow drawn. All right, so apparently I talk a lot, guys, and that's what I've been told multiple times. So here we are at a very long video. So since we're not live or anything, I have no idea if I should go on or not. I also don't know. Let's go. Let's see what happens next.
Complex of fucking slavery. These
Beep.
modern day slavers are slaverers. That's right. Santa Fe, New Mexico. I don't know if he was in the city, may have been the county. Not quite sure on the details of that aspect. Probably should look it up. But I know that the flight logs showed that Jeffrey Epstein was definitely in Santa Fe. Yes, please have a look. Spread it around now. Oh yeah, Prince Andrew. So that brings a royal family into the equation.
Okay. Alrighty. So here I have to go ahead and interject, since we've brought up the royal family once again. First of all, I would like to say that they are not royal. Secondly, I would also like to say that they are from Germany. Thirdly, I would also like to say that they are related to Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, Dracul. And additionally, I would like to say, why is there this term called blue bloods? Why does it mean if you are a blue blood that you are from royalty, or you are from the monarchy, or you have the right to sit upon a throne and govern or rule others, also known as peasants or slaves or worker bees? I mean, there's all kinds of different ways that you can refer to the people that are under the rule of the draconian I'm sorry, guys. I don't know, overlords. All right. So, why are they referred to as having blue blood? And what does that mean? Well, let's see. What has blue blood? Cold-blooded things. What are cold-blooded things? Can we see? Can we just find out all together? Let's do that. What are blue-blooded things or cold-blooded things? Okay, how weird. All right, so I said it weird, but it came out like this. Cold-blooded animals have blue blood, and warm-blooded have red blood. Cold-blooded animals live outside. Warm-blooded live in a home, and they and they stay warm. I don't know why I said try. Cold-blooded animals, like a snake, are cold and mean. Okay, so that was from... Y'all, I'm fixing to have to go take a whole break. I'm fixing to have to go take a jog. February 23rd, 2014, from apparently a kid's quiz. How are cold-blooded animals different from warm? And then there's a picture here of this thing that I don't know what that is right here, guys. That might be a pterodactyl. Let's see. Let's see what the images say. Oh, weirdness. Let's see. The chemistry of the different cultures of blood. Shall we? Shall we? The chemistry. Can we make this bigger? You guys. Anyway, where am I going with this? Cold-blooded animals. What are they? They are lizards, snakes, crocodiles, frogs, spiders, scorpions, dragonflies, and fish. Okay, well, 8 cold-blooded animals. That's examples of 8. Lizards, snakes, crocodiles, frogs, spiders, scorpions, dragonflies, and fish. Let's see this. Warm blood is a whale. The cold blood is that big old scary looking thing with all those teeth right there. An alligator or a crocodile. Now, that brings me over here to something else. Shall we? Let's move on. Let's go to somewhere else, and then I gotta go. Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Welcome to my world. Free Willy. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this particular movie. This movie came out during the time before I knew how bad it was to watch movies and things. But it's a good thing that I didn't miss this one. Okay? Why is it a good thing? Because I remember it very much. Look what his name is. His name is Jesse. Here's what happened to the boy who played Jesse. I don't want to know right now. But I remember this. There's Jesse. And he's over there saying, hey, Free Willy. Hey, Willy. Hey, Willy. All right. What did it mean? Free Willy. Willy was all trapped up there and he needed to get out. He needed to get out. He needed to move on. Because check it out. What could he do? He could do all kinds of tricks. He could jump all around and be entertainment. Oh, everybody look at big old whale. Big old warm-blooded mammal. Big old warm-blooded mammal. Free Willy. So, Jesse needed to get his friend on out of there. Get out of there, Free Willy. Go be free in the wilderness. In the wilderness. Well, my brain put 2 and 2 together, and maybe some of you guys have already done this. But Free Willy means free will. Free will. Free will. You see? Jesse, whom I don't know if that was a play on words or what, but Jesse said, let my Willy the whale be free. Let him free. Let him out of there. Because he is a happy whale and he wants to swim all in the ocean. Like his God-given birthright. To move around town. Not to be cooped up. To be your entertainment. Not to jump around and be hipping and hopping for everybody. Because Will does not get paid for that. Alright? His chum bucket that y'all throw to him, he doesn't care about that. He wants to get his own chum whenever he feels like it. Not when people want to throw the chum for him. Okay, guys. So anyway, I gotta go run now. Thank you so much. We'll come back. We'll come back to Brackets and Jackets. I didn't know this was going to be such a long thing. We're going to come back at 12:03 here with Mr. Isaac Kappy. All right. Now, I did not know that I was going to get so excited about things, guys. But that's how it is. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm losing my voice. I have to go have a warm tea. I have to have a beverage. I have to pray to the Lord Jesus Christ in Nazareth and thank him so much for giving me the opportunity to put 2 and 2 together and share it with whoever else cares. Be blessed and be a blessing. Don't forget to pray, share, like, subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.